Hello. It has been such a long time since we have had a proper YouTube video. So long, in fact, I can't even tell you what the last proper video we had was. I know the last one I uploaded was like a really cryptic cover that was like, this is my favourite song, there's so much happening right now. And I'm going to tell you why there is so much happening, why there was so much happening right now, and why I kind of disappeared. And why, fingers crossed, we'll be back, and why didn't get the third part to the Florida video. Which is probably where I'll start. Actually, no, I won't start. I'm going to start all the way back, cast your minds back to October. And so in October, about 3 weeks after I had been on holiday, my parents went away. And I was coming home from work to go straight on at a roundabout. And somebody went into the back of my car. And that had never ever happened to me before. I have never been in any kind of car accident ever. And so this happened, and I remember thinking how busy the roundabout was. And this guy went into the back of my car, and upon further reflection on the incident, I assumed that the man was talking to the passenger he had in his vehicle, and that's why he went into the back of my car, because there was absolutely no way that the roundabout was clear that I could have gone. It wasn't going to happen. So anyway, this guy hit me, but he was the nicest guy. This guy gave me the impression that he might have had kids, and he was telling me that this is the first. I remember him saying this is the first car accident I've had in 30 years, and I was like, well, this is the first car accident I've had in 3. I'm glad we could share this experience. Really, really, really nice guy. He wanted to know if there's anybody he could call. There really wasn't. There was nobody that could come and pick me up. My one friend that knows how to drive works in London, so she couldn't have come and got me. Although afterwards my friend was like, my mum would have come and got you if you needed it. The car was drivable. I drove the car home. The car is fine now. I'm fine. Nobody was hurt or injured. It's just one of those things where I was like, oh my god, this is just insane that this has just happened. Called up my insurance company, dealt with it, it's been dealt with. So the following, I think it was sort of 2 days later, I was working on editing the last part of the Florida video. And I do it on, I don't know what it's called now. The one that comes with Mac. It's not MacBook Pro, because you have to pay for that. The one that comes with it. Edit. iMovie, that's what it's called. So I do mine on iMovie. I'm not brilliant at doing it with iMovie, but I'm trying, like I'm learning as I go. And so anyway, I was editing it, and this was like 2 days worth of work that I'd gotten so far into doing. And if you haven't seen the first 2 parts of the Florida video, I will link them down below for you. And it came up with, so it froze, which happens a lot because my internet connection is shocking, which is why it takes me so long to upload videos. And so it froze, and I was like, oh, it's crashed. Then I get a little sort of error message come up saying, there is illegal files in your system. Like, there's illegal files in your system that have to be taken out. The only thing you could do was click OK. And I was like, well, I had some pictures that I'd Googled of my hotel that I stayed at, which might have been what it was, which is probably what it was. So I clicked OK, wiped my entire system. Every single piece of video that I had saved, every single video that I had worked on was gone. The whole thing was wiped, and I just sat there like, this did not just happen to me. Why has this happened? So I was working on the third part of the Florida video, which I hadn't saved because I had done it 2 days consecutively, and instead of saving it, I just kind of closed it down. And 2 other videos that I was working on at the time that I just lost. And I lost all of the clips for it as well. And because I'd lost them all, I was just like, I can't believe this has just happened. So I never got back to doing them, which is why we didn't have a video for, I think, like most of October, and why we never got the last part to the Florida video, because the whole system crashed. The whole thing was just gone. Every single thing I'd worked on was gone. Our little closer that we had that says thank Kwaharini, thanks for watching, gone. Doesn't say Kwaharini, does it? It just says thanks for watching. Gone. It was gone. it was just the... anyway, it was frustrating and it's gone. So I just kind of rage quit, I guess, because I was just... yeah, I just could not believe that this had happened. So that's why. And then... so then that... I think it was the following... because my parents went away for 2 weeks. So then the following week, my grandpa hadn't been very well. He had a really bad back pain. So I took him to the doctor, drove him there, and the doctor had given him these patches to wear, but this prescription wasn't ready right away, so I had to keep going back to go and get, to see if it was ready to go and pick up his prescription for him. Then I get my car back, so, I don't know, the timeline's a bit fuzzy, sort of, so I get my car back at the end. So there was a leave time before I could have my car fixed, because I needed my parents to get back, because I needed to get back from picking my car up and stuff like that. They gave me a courtesy car, which, so this is a funny story. They gave me a courtesy car, which was an automatic, and I had never ever driven an automatic before in my life. And I'm sitting here in the car park like, this is an automatic, what the hell am I going to do? So I phoned my dad and I was like, Dad, they've given me an automatic and I can't even get it to start. So my dad had to drive all the way across Milton Keynes to come and rescue me. So I drove an automatic for a couple of days, which was interesting. I don't know if I'd switch to an automatic because I didn't like it. It was, like, people say automatics are lazy driving. It kind of is, and I really didn't, I felt very, very little control of the vehicle because I wasn't in control of it. Which was weird. So anyway, so there was quite a wait time to get it fixed. So I got it back the end of November. Yeah, so I got mine back at the end of November, and my granddad just declined. He was very, very ill. He just kept getting worse and worse. He'd been in and out of hospital, and then so my birthday is the 6th of December, for those of you who didn't know. I was 25 last year. And that week, the beginning of that week, my granddad went into hospital. Very ill. And on the 4th of December, somebody went into the back of my car. Again. Twice. I was in 2 car accidents last year within 3 weeks, well, within 3 months of each other. On the same roundabout, going straight on, but in the opposite direction this time, on my way to work instead of on my way home. On the morning of the 4th of December, it was one of those mornings where it was wet and very, very bright. The sun was so low down, and I remember getting to the end of my street and thinking to myself, this is going to cause an accident. So there we go, driving down the street, and I remember looking out of my wind mirror and seeing this van behind me. I should also iterate, the first time I got hit by a car, the guy that hit me the first time, was also in a company van, which was just weird. So anyway, this van, this big white van is behind me. And I'm going down the street towards the roundabout, and there's a car behind me on the right, and there's a taxi in the left-hand lane. And I'm in the middle to go straight on. And I'm thinking, the sun is so low, I'm going to stop. Like, I'm going to need to slow down to get to this roundabout because I cannot see. And there, I remember because there was a big AA van on the left to come straight across the roundabout. And I was going to go because it looked like it was clear. And then this, I don't know what kind of car it was a black car. Black car came so wide around the roundabout. So I couldn't go. And this van came rammed into the back of me. I was pushed forward, pushed into the roundabout. Didn't hit anybody. Nobody else was like, the car hit me and I was sort of shoved into the roundabout a little bit. And then this van comes out from the front of me and goes left down here. And I'm like, this guy better stop. And he had stopped. He'd pulled over, put his hazard lights on. So I pulled over and put my hazard lights on. Now, remember, I'd had my car back 3 weeks at this point, right? 3 weeks I'd had it back. The boot worked. So the first time, there was a bit of damage and I really pushed the boot to get it open. So this time, this man, right, gets out of his car, So I phoned my dad, like, someone has just hit me the roundabout again, you need to come back. He was just in front of me. And he was like, okay, I'm coming back. So this man gets out of his car. So, you know, I'm shuffling around, I'm trying to get my, like, my driver's license and stuff together. He gets out of the car, right, walks around my car, I get out of my car, and this man has the audacity to tell me there was no damage. His literal words to me were, he had his hands in front of the car like this, you can't see, he had his hands in front of the car like this, and goes to me, it's all right, love, there's no damage. And I'm like, are you an idiot? I was like, there is a hole right there. And he was like, yeah, but wasn't that there before? And I was like, this car was fixed 3 weeks ago. I have only had this fixed 3 weeks ago. You did that. And then he goes, and then he looks at me and goes, yeah, it's all right, love. I hit you. And I'm thinking, yes, mate, you did hit me. And then you have the audacity, I really like that word, audacity, to tell me that there's no damage. Are you kidding? So I got the impression that he saw that I was a young lady, and he thought that he could manipulate me, I guess, into thinking that there was no damage and he was going to get away with this. Unfortunately for him, he hit me, and I'm not like that. So anyway, I'm like, I need your details, I need your driver's license, I need to take a picture of the damage on your car, of my car, I need to take a picture of your driving license, I need to know what company you work for. This guy didn't know what he was in for when he hit me. So yeah, first of all, I mean, I'm in 2 accidents this year. How does that even happen? And neither of them were my fault. It's just nuts. In the same place. It's just crazy. So anyway, I call my dad. So my dad shows up, and he gets out of the car, and I'm, you know, shuffling around. I'm writing down this guy's number plate and this guy's details. And he was like, oh, is this your dad, love? And I was like, yes, this is my dad. And I was about to go to my dad, look at this. And the guy goes, oh, mate, it's just so unfortunate, isn't it? And he was like, yeah, this is the second one she's been in. Like, my dad wasn't there at the beginning, so he didn't know that he was trying to convince me that there was nothing wrong. And so as soon as my dad shows up, this guy's like, yeah, mate, you know, I'm sorry, this shit happens. And I'm like, are you serious? So because my dad's here, you're gonna treat me differently? No, that is not okay. Okay? So anyway, we get all our stuff together. I get all the information that I need. I finally get back to the office with my dad. And then I tell my dad that this man had the audacity to tell me that there was no damage on my car. And he was like, did he? And I was like, yeah, he did. And as soon as you showed up, he was completely different. And he was just like, that's not true. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe that was my interpretation of this situation. But my interpretation of the situation was, as soon as my dad showed up, this guy was like, mate, I'm really sorry. He did not apologise to me. I know that for a fact. He apologised to my dad, which is just, I don't know. Anyway, so it was so bad this time. I could not get the boot open at all. It was stuck. So I took my car in for an evaluation. So no, so on the 4th. So then 2 days later, it's my birthday, which is the 5th. And my granddad is very, very ill. Very ill to the point where they were like, you need to come and see him. And so my birthday was on I think the 6th was a Thursday. And he died on the Sunday morning. And it was just very, very sad. It was such a weird week. It was like everybody was just on the edge of their seats waiting for the worst to happen. And I kept saying to people, don't worry about it. We don't have to celebrate my birthday, it's fine. Just we'll do it when he's better, or we'll do it after Christmas. You know, we'll do it on the 6th of January. It doesn't matter. And then people were getting angry at me because I was like, it kept saying it didn't matter. And like, I don't understand. I mean, everybody deals with stress like this differently. And I think that's why. So about 2 or 3 days later, my mum was like, we're going to do Christmas now. We're going to put up Christmas decorations. We're going to do Christmas shopping because that's what he would have wanted. So we did Christmas. We got Christmas together. And my car went in evaluation. So basically what happens is the car goes in for an evaluation to evaluate the damage. Once they've evaluated all the damage, they write it up and then it goes in to be fixed about a week later. So my car goes in for an evaluation. This is about well, I don't know, it was definitely before Christmas it got evaluated. But then it wasn't fixed till after Christmas. Well, I don't know when it was. Anyway, it got evaluated before Christmas because I remember going over there. And the guy that was evaluating it, I was out there, you know, talking through what happened, and he was like, this guy must have hit you at least 45 miles an hour because this damage is so severe. Who comes up to a roundabout at 45 miles an hour? Right? Like, I was at the roundabout. He could see me. Why? Why aren't you stopping? Nobody goes into a roundabout at 45 miles an hour. I'm sorry, but that's not how you drive. And the guy was like, I'm surprised you weren't injured. And I was a bit like, yeah, you know what? I'm surprised I wasn't injured too. And then he said to me, oh, was there any other damage? And I said, oh, the boot is making a rattling sound. And he was like, okay, we'll figure it out. So, you know, he's in there. Obviously, we can't get the boot open. It's stuck. So we've had to put the seats down and go that way around. And he lifts up the carpet in the boot, which is where my tyre pressure kit is, which I totally knew was there the entire time. And he lifts it up and there's loads of change underneath the carpet in the boot. And it's from when I used to work at Costa. I used to collect up the tips and take the tips to the bank at the end of the month. And I used to just have them in the boot of my car, and they all fell over one time. And it was that, and it was literally just like a proper handful of change. And I was sitting there like, hey, that's your Christmas shopping done. And I was like, oh my gosh. So then I literally drove to Costa and was like, you guys, here are your tips. And they were like, what do you mean? And then I told them the story and they all thought it was hilarious. Which was quite amusing. But yes, so then it was Christmas, then it was New Year, and we had the funeral. I think the funeral was on the 8th of January. Was it the 8th? I'm pretty sure it was the 8th. We didn't have the funeral till after Christmas because that's, I don't know actually why, but that's what we did. So then we had a funeral, which was, I don't know, is it nice to say a funeral is nice? It was a nice send-off. Spent the entire wake talking to people. I didn't know their names, but they all knew my name. Or, well, no. I spent the entire wake people asking me, which one are you? Are you Molly or Olivia? I'm Molly. You work at Costa? No, I work for my dad now. Oh, what's that like? Yeah, very good. Which one, where do you come in the system? I'm the second, Luke's the oldest. That's right, you're the barista. No, I don't work for Costa anymore. Literally the entire day. I did manage to get to somebody to talk about cars because obviously I've just been in an accident, so I can talk about that. But the entire day, that's all what happened, because basically when like family events like this happen, like birthdays or anniversaries or funerals, unfortunately, me and my 3 other siblings kind of group together. Lucky for us, we have each other to talk to, so we stay together, and then our older cousin will stay with us, so then we become this like impenetrable group of 5, which is quite intimidating. And so I really try hard to not be this intimidating group of like not a clique, but like this intimidating group of people. So I try really hard to go and talk to people, and then after about 3 hours I was like, oh my god, I need to get away. I need to go and do something that's not answer these same 5 questions. So yeah, so we had the funeral, and then I had my car for the funeral. So it was literally like the next week, my car went in to get repaired, and they gave me a different car this time, which was not an automatic, but I'm convinced this car did not have 4th gear. I could not find 4th gear on this thing. Like, I don't know where it was. I had 5th, but no 4th. Like, I just could not get it into 4th gear, which probably says more about my driving than anything else. So yeah, so then I got my car fixed, I got my car back, and everything is starting to wind kind of back to normal. I got my hair cut. I don't know if you guys can see. I got it cut. What do you think? I think it's a bit long. I might get it cut a little bit short next time, sort of to here. I wasn't really sure. I think I'm going to keep it shorter from now on. I like it better this way, but maybe sort of here. I think I've got the ukulele. You guys can see my ukulele right here. I do the thing that YouTube people do, and they play a ukulele. I say play, I don't play it. I'm not very good at it. I can strum it. Wait, you guys can't see now because the camera, but I can strum. I can play A, Oh, this might be a bit out of tune. I'm sorry. I can play C. I can play F. Oh, sorry, that's A minor. I can play F. Sometimes I can play G. And this one, which I think is C major. Oh, and I can play... There's another one that's sort of... It's like that, which is something as well, but I can't remember what it was. So yes, I decided to take up the ukulele. I don't really know why. One day I just thought... Actually, I remember the moment I was dropping my sister off at her friend's house on New Year's Eve. I was driving home and I suddenly thought, you know what I'm going to do this year? I'm going to learn to play the ukulele. So yeah, so I can... So... It's out of tune. I need to tune it, sorry. I haven't played it for 3 days because I've been playing Kingdom Hearts 3. So yes, I took up the ukulele this year, which is, it's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be because I have no rhythm. You know that song, Phineas and Ferb, I Ain't Got Rhythm? That's me, except I genuinely don't have it. I've never ever been able to have rhythm. Just, I don't know what it is. I can hold a note, I can sing relatively in tune, but it just, I've never been able to have rhythm. I cannot dance, I cannot tap a tune. Terrible, actually, really, really bad. And so I decided I'd gonna learn to play a musical instrument just to make it really, really difficult for myself. So there you go. We'll get more videos now, more content. I've got 2 or 3 videos that I have not filmed anything of. In fact, this is the first video I've even remotely filmed this year. But I'm sort of working on the idea of, we're going to get the last part of the Florida video because I'm going to try and see if I can track down the files, if I can find them. If not, I've got the original files, so I'll just have to start again. And yeah, so we're just on the up and up now. Roll with the punches, that's what people... Hopefully make some more videos, learn to play a song or 2. Maybe learn to play a song or 2, maybe I'll just... Yeah, that's it. So thank you for tuning in and listening to me tell you why I've been gone so long. And kind of just mumble at you, I guess. Oh, also I put my pictures up on the wall. You guys can't see what they are from here, but there's one more that goes above this white one. There's a big one that goes up there that's a pin board that I'm going to put all of my Disney pins on because we pin trade when we go and they just sit on my desk and I don't do anything with them, so I'm going to put them up on my pin board. And yeah, so I'm not going to promise you guys that there's going to be a video next week. I'm not making those kind of promises anymore. You guys know when we do this, you get them as and when they come. Which is why you should subscribe to this channel because who knows when you're going to get content. And I'll see you guys next time. Kwaherini. Sorry, just saw somebody I know walking their dog.